Well, Messy Church has been running for about 8.5 years now, which is about the same time as Fresh Expressions. And one of the things that's coming up a lot at the moment is the question of what do we do next? We've got people coming, now what? Which, if you're looking at Fresh Expressions or Messy Church from the outside, is perhaps a little bit more critical, and we get the question, but is it making disciples? And we're finding that this is a really interesting and difficult question to answer. We thought that it didn't really need answering because the church has been doing discipleship for so many years, thousands of years. But the interesting thing is, I think, with Messy Church congregations, that it's a different set of people with a different set of expectations and perhaps prejudices, who are starting from a different place from many people who would normally be coming into some sort of discipleship process. So what we found really helpful is to think about discipleship as a process, a journey, rather than just saying, have people become disciples? Have they become Christians in Messy Church? To say, are they becoming Christians? Are they becoming disciples in Messy Church? To which the answer is yes, hugely. But they're just starting from a long way back in many cases. And what we're finding as well is that it's making us reassess what discipleship involves in the way of learning, and valuing different sorts of learning, not just cerebral learning, intellectual learning, but valuing the non-formal learning and the social learning, which are hugely powerful in Messy Church and a crucial part of discipleship that's whole life discipleship, not just head discipleship. This is a long haul, and that's why it's so great where Messy Churches are there as church, not as events. When they're there month by month by month over a period of years, carrying people through on their Christian journey, and accepting that this is a very gradual process for many, many people. God does work in miraculous ways, but for most of us, that miracle happens over a long period of people learning to trust the church, learning to enjoy themselves in church, learning to trust the Christians. And for many of us, it's a matter of saying, okay, well, we will work with making Messy Church as rich an experience as we can, with as many chances to encounter God as possible in that actual 2 hours that we've got people there. For some, it's a case of putting on extra things, an extra service or an extra meeting of some sort, to take people deeper, in inverted commas, though I wouldn't want to undervalue what goes on through joy and fun and play in Messy Churches. I think that's actually very deep in many ways, but is probably undervalued when it comes to discipleship. We tend to value the quiet, solemn, mysterious things and undervalue the joy and laughter and recreation that goes on. Something about growing both congregations and teams is very interesting, and we're hearing an awful lot about teams of Christians who've been Christians all their lives but suddenly come to life when they're given a job to do in Messy Church. They're given a mission and a ministry of their own, and of course God uses that to grow them. And something about reigniting a love of faith in homes and giving families the inspiration and resources to actually be church in their own homes. We're seeing that happening very slowly, very gently through Messy Churches up and down the country. And that's exciting, that's revolutionary, and could have huge far-reaching effects. We have wondered about devising a course for Messy Church discipleship. But something in us is saying, not yet, if ever. It feels as if this principle of trying out things that are right for your community is something that exists into the discipleship question as well as just putting on a messy church. And if we start prescribing what discipleship should be, rather than allowing people to think it through for themselves, to allow each church to find its own way to a certain extent, in a way that's right for those people, those families, those teams, I think we could be missing out on something exciting that God's got on offer for us. So maybe the time will come for a course. I don't think it's yet. I'm hoping that Paul's book that comes out in March 2013 will help people to think through the principles of it all rather than giving them ready-made answers. And I think that could be the catalyst that will send us off in exciting new directions as each church attempts and fails and succeeds in different directions with its own messy church. I think we'll make progress, but there will be a lot of failures on the way because this is new, this is pioneering stuff. And it's not been done before. How do you grow atheists into disciples in this context as families, all ages together? As far as I know, it's not been done quite that way before. So it'll be exciting to see what God's got up his sleeve for us in the next few years, I think.